Hi, my name is Erin Suniva. I am a psychic and intuitive. I'm a clairvoyant, clairsentient, and clairaudient. This means I have clear sight, clear feeling in my body, and clear sound in my ears. So this video is to assist you in enhancing your psychic awareness and connecting deeper to the gifts and the tools that we all have, that we all can cultivate and advance for our own purposes, to help ourselves and to help others in our lives. So I can only speak from my own experience. All kinds of psychics around the world have different experiences. Some are born with really powerful sight, really powerful hearing, even to the extent that they might think that they're crazy, and others might think that they're crazy. But really what they're doing is they have access to the ethereal. They have access to the astral plane, and they haven't developed boundaries yet. Boundaries are really important when it comes to psychic work, and we'll discuss that later in the video. First, I want to talk about how to start connecting to your intuition and to your inner guidance, or your gut. The way that I started long ago was with muscle testing. So I grew up around people, including my older sister, who were really good at muscle testing. She uses her hands in a different way than I use mine. But what I do is I use my non-dominant hand, my left hand, my pinky and my thumb, and then I use my dominant hand, my forefinger and my thumb, to break the connection. We're actually using the electricity in the body to speak. We're calling upon the natural, deep inner wisdom of the body and of the auric field to communicate. Our bodies are constantly running this energetic force. And so when we make a circle, like when you meditate and you make a mudra, the reason for the mudra is to keep the connection flowing. So this is a kind of a mudra. So I'm going to ask myself a question, and my hand is going to answer it for me. So I'm uncrossing my legs, I'm making sure that I'm in my center, and I'm going to test a baseline. The baseline is going to show me, is going to basically connect my intention, my awareness, to the yes and to the no. Since my hand can't speak, I'm only going to have positive or negative results. So starting here, my name is Erin. Yes. So I'm trying with all my force to separate the connection. But the answer is true, so the connection remains strong. My name is Sarah. Not true. Now, my mind also knows that that is true, or that that isn't true. My name is not Sarah. So I have this split second wondering, am I opening my hand, or is the electricity releasing because it's not truth? So I test something else. I'm sitting down. Yes. I'm standing up. No. Let's find another question. Am I drinking coffee? Yes. Am I drinking tea? No. So this is something that you can just simply start with, and it's a really easy way to start to create a connection between the mind and the gut, between the heart and the body, and allow yourself to lean into the trust that your body knows the answer. And the more that you cultivate this relationship between yourself, your mind, and your intuition gets stronger. Another thing that we can practice is sort of guessing what things will be like. So an example is, let's say you have kids and you're going to pick your kid up at school. So as you're driving to the school, try to intuit, and the reason that I'm using kids as an example is because we have an energetic, inseparable connection to our children. So this is a way that you can practice with your intuition and your mind's eye. So you're driving to school and you're going to pick up your kid, and you want to sort of imagine that you know where they will be when you pick them up. Now this might be easier in the case that you always pick them up in the same place, on the same corner or in front of the door of the school, etc. However, try to intuit or pick up where your child is, whether or not they have their backpack on, different things like this. And this is kind of just an easy game to have with yourself, that you can intuit where they're standing. Maybe you'll even see that they're talking to someone. And this is you testing yourself even while you're using your conscious mind to drive the car. Let's not forget that you're driving right now, but you are listening in to your intuition, and you can still, while using your regular eyes, use your mind's eye to see what will happen, where your child will be, how they will be when you pick them up, etc. One of the biggest tools that has carried me through my psychic career, I guess I will call it, is the tarot. Some people call it, I can only say tarot. Some people say tarot, and some people say tarot, which it is not. No matter what you call it, these are the cards that that are chock full of symbolism and mysticism and all kinds of really old, powerful images. And what happens with these images is that they activate a part of the subconscious within each person who sees these cards, and they can really speak to you in different ways. So with the cards that I began my study with when I was about 20, I didn't know anything about tarot, and I would go to the book to learn the cards and learn what the different symbols were. But as I was working with the deck, I would stare at the cards and I would let them speak to me. I would consider the question or the questioner, whether it was me or if I was reading for someone else. I would consider the situation, and I would notice which images popped out the most and what they had to say. And I allowed my intuition to say, this is what this is about. This is what this is about. And I wasn't always right, but the more that I leaned into trusting what was coming, the clearer the information would be. Trust. This is the key to psychic awareness and ability. Everybody can cultivate. Everybody has these gifts, okay, to some degree or another. And it is really the key to developing your psychic awareness and your abilities is by trusting them. The more that you trust, the more powerful the messages are. I know that as soon as I begin to question what information is coming to me, or if I start thinking, oh, I'm making this up, this isn't real, then that's what happens. I am making it up, and it's not real because I stopped trusting in the mystery of it. So lean into the trust. Lean into the fact that you know that you have a sixth sense, that everybody has a sixth sense, and that you have a great desire to know this sense better. that you have a desire to use the gifts that you came here with. So walking through your path with the intention of cultivation, of growth, learning, and trusting yourself along the way, there is no way for you to not build your gifts and make them clearer and more profound. Boundaries. Let's talk about boundaries. So there are different aspects of boundaries here. Initially, it's important for you to protect yourself. So as I was saying before, there are people who are born with really powerful innate abilities to see things in the mind's eye that are happening to other people or elsewhere, to see even, potential futures, to hear spirits that might be trying to communicate to them. And it can really drive people crazy, literally. So and then those of us who practice and cultivate, we have the opportunity to approach our practice in a different way. And all of this comes back to boundaries, where we can have the opportunity to shield our mind, to shield our energy from external forces, from also being in the place of being in the place of intention. So if you are approaching this work intentionally every time, then you are developing an inner psychic muscle that only turns on when you intend it to. And this is the case in my life. I had a natural intuitive relationship with my subconscious and with everything, but I knew that I needed to develop it, that it wasn't completely clear, that I didn't have some really powerful talent with it, that it was something that I wanted to grow. And so I placed the intention. And what's really the excuse me, the powerful part of intention is the invocation. So I have a specific invocation that I have developed over time that says exactly what I want. It calls upon specifically the energies of the universe that I want present with me. It connects me to my higher self and my highest self, which we can call the oversoul. And then it also connects to calling on the oracle itself. So I see myself, I recognize myself as separate from the oracle. The oracle is not me. I am not the oracle. I have access to the oracle. And the oracle is this prophetess, intuitive psychic energy, the ability to see into potential futures and read the Akashic records and just, tap in. That is what the oracle does. And so I have been able to develop a relationship with the oracle as it relates to me, at the same time knowing myself as a channel. So the more that I have practiced connecting to the oracle, connecting to myself as vehicle, myself as channel, the stronger the sight, the stronger the information, the more accurate it is. Another aspect of testing yourself or growing with your ability is to actually play games with your friends. Intuitive, sort of remote viewing games. So an example is you have a friend who's sitting across the table from you, and they can either write a word down or draw a picture, very simple picture, And they're going to focus on this. They're going to focus on the word, or they're going to focus on the image that they've created. And you across from them are going to empty your mind, deep breath into releasing the conscious and accessing the subconscious, and allow that person's awareness, their conscious mind, to be accessed by you. And then you can play and you can test it. You can see if you get the word, or if you're close to the word, or if you get an idea of what it is that they've written down or that they've drawn. And this can be really fun, and it can also be a little bit spooky when you get it right and you realize, oh my gosh, this really is a talent and a gift that I have. And so the more that you do that, the easier it gets. And I encourage you to try this with your children, to see where they are with their gifts and if they already have some innate ones. So back to boundaries. So in the invocation, I'm creating this field. When I'm finished, I thank everybody. I thank the oracle. I thank the divine beings that I've called upon. And I thank my inner self. I thank my inner knowing. And I close the session. There's definitely this sort of energetic closure. And it's really important to have this, to have this conscious awareness of open and closed. So here's the other side, the kind of ugly side about boundaries, or lack thereof. We can be in our own inner awareness with people around us and start to pick up things about the people around us. Now, if we are recognizing that we're seeing something of the future, or we're seeing a potential future, or we're seeing something about this person that might help them to know, it is of the utmost importance. This is like psychic ethics, that unless somebody is asking for your guidance and your sight, please do not communicate what you see. This is intrusive. This is, it can be violating to some people, and you can actually, by giving people information, if you see something that is a potential future, you're actually shaping their future by telling them about it. And if they have not asked for that shaping, then that can have negative repercussions. And not just for the people that you're communicating with, but also for you. It's important that everybody remain in integrity with the gifts that we have and the way that we use them. Do not give advice if it is not sought. This is of the utmost importance. I believe I covered everything that I wanted to here. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me at divinesinging@gmail.com. You can check out my website at divinesinging.com, and I'm also on Facebook, Divine Singing with Erin Suniva. And I encourage you, develop your relationships with yourself so that you can trust deeper what's happening and what you want to happen. When you have a relationship with your intuition and your ability to receive answers from the universe, you can live your life with so much more trust, with so much more optimism, and just resilience when you know that everything happens for a reason. This experience is here to teach me, and then you can enter into the place of what is happening and why. I am here to help you. I'm here to be of service, and I will see you next time. Blessings.